Yes, I'm sure there's a way of typing in his name, the Shoah Foundation, Siggi Wilzig, and to find that 10 and a half hours of testimony. You have to understand, this all took place while he was dying from cancer, while he was undergoing major, what's it called, chemotherapy. And so therefore, it's the longest of all the testimonies. They were done with all the testimonies. But my father had passed, the Shoah Foundation had been asking my father for years to give his testimony. And my father didn't have the time. He was running an empire. So he just never had the time to do it. And he also didn't want to give up the rights to his whole life to an organization and not know what they're going to do with it. So, so at the time, I was thinking, what a tragedy, what a tragedy. 10 times he tried to dictate to his secretary whenever he had a free hour, some of his stories and some of his life. And it never got put together and it never made sense in a way. So I approached Steven Spielberg. I saw in the newspaper that he was going to be at a charity party in East Hampton. And I bought a couple of tickets, and with the intention of zeroing in on Steven Spielberg until he agreed to do the testimony with my father. And I went up to him, and Steven Spielberg said, "I'm sorry, we've already completed the 51,000 testimonies. We're on to phase 2, which is transcribing them into different languages and putting them online in different libraries all over the world." And I gave him my sales pitch and convinced him that he should make an exception, and the family would show its appreciation. And so he agreed to do it, but it took 10 and a half hours because my father would work with the interviewer, get chemo, not be of right mind for a few days, come back again and film when he was back to more normal, and then get chemo, and then have to film again. And it was, it kept him alive, knowing that this interview was going to take place, and that for history's sake, it would be recorded forever. And he could then go to his rest, knowing that the most important thing to him, Holocaust memory, was being preserved.